What are 5 of the biggest mistakes new bass anglers make? That's what we're going to talk about right now. If you're new to the channel, my name's Steve. I do this channel. It's Get Your Fish On. It's all about what I do in the outdoors and try to keep you up to date with news and other things that are happening within the industry. Now, I need to make it very clear, I'm not a professional. There are a lot of other channels that have anglers that are pros, but I've been fortunate enough to stay at lots of hotels, but also learn from some of the best anglers out there. I've been able to be on the boat with some of the icons in the industry and forged relationships and learn from them. And while I'm not a pro, I am a bank angler that allows me to talk about how you should fish, or some of the things that new anglers do that are mistakes. Because if you're new to fishing, you're a bank angler too. So we coordinate.
Well, the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. So you got to coordinate.
Yes, that's what.
And we have fun. And these tips are to try to help you get better faster. So the first thing I think new anglers make that are a mistake is you stay in the spot too long. When you start fishing, you find one place where you catch a fish, and that's the first place you go back to time after time after time. And I think at some point you need to break from that habit. You need to fish other spots and learn how to fish them properly, because the fish move around. They're not staying in one spot. And you can get out there and learn faster by moving around and trying to find what the pattern of the fish are, even as a bank angler. My second biggest mistake, I think, is most new anglers don't cast very well. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be out there with a bait caster and you're going to flip and punch and do all the good things, skip a bait under a dock, that kind of stuff. But most anglers, or new anglers, are just backing it up and chucking it as far as possible. It's great for accuracy, but you need to learn to throw sidearm, and you need to learn to throw overhand, and you need to learn to throw it backhanded. You need to make sure that you're casting to the spots you want. It's great to cast as far as you want. That's great in some instances, but you're going to see grass and other things that you need to focus on. And making sure that you make a good cast on the first cast is extremely important, because if you cast 2 or 3 feet away from that spot that you're aiming, there's a good shot that you're not going to be confident in bringing that bait back in. And if that bass sees a weird looking bait, there's a good shot that he or she might not eat it. The third thing I think most bass anglers make the biggest mistake on is they rely on one lure too much, and they're confident in only that lure. You need to be confident in every lure that you throw. You're going to get hung up. You're going to get snagged. You're going to lose lures. It's just how fishing is. But you need to have a different set of lures, or a different range of lures when you go bass fishing. Using the same thing time after time is only going to give you confidence in that one lure. I can tell you, years ago, my go-to was a Nico rig, worm, Cinco. I am unbelievably confident with it. But I said to myself, I need to break the habit of using it. I need to learn how to catch fish with a chatterbait. I need to do this, I need to do that. And I spent sometimes a whole fishing trip just using one lure so that I could learn the nuances of how that lure works in the water and the action that catches fish. And when I did that, I started catching fish all the time. So don't rely on one lure, and be confident. Number 4, you're probably buying too much crap. When we start getting into fishing, we buy everything that we see. What looks good, we buy. And you need to realize that some of that stuff probably won't work where you're fishing. For me, an example, why would I ever buy something that's going to dive 5 to 12 feet? Down here in Florida, a deep diving or middle diving crankbait is pretty much useless because you're going to get hung up and other stuff. But don't buy everything you see. Buy it slowly. Go to Tackle Warehouse. Try to get in on those Black Friday deals or the specials that they have all the time. I'll put a link in the below for Tackle Warehouse. And you can go there and buy tackle at good prices, but also you can learn different ways to fish. But don't buy everything, because not everything is going to work for you at all times. And last but not least, I think you need to adapt to changing conditions. Weather conditions have a huge impact on how the fish eat. Water temperatures, outside temperatures, wind, all these things have a place that either make the bass bite or they don't. Going out while it's super cold and throwing a topwater would be pretty much useless. You need to learn to adapt to the conditions around you. You need to pay attention to barometric pressure, what the water temperature is, and what's going on outside. Because that will make for an either good day or a bad day on the water. And while I think it's great that you're getting into the outdoors, I want you to have fun. I want you to catch fish. It's not as easy as everyone thinks. While at times it can be unbelievable, but there are going to be times where it isn't easy. And hopefully if you use these 5 tips, it will not only push you to that next level of fishing, it will help you catch more fish. You tell me if I missed some. Comment below and tell me what you think. I have to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all the new members and all the people who are part of this journey and part of the team that are Get Your Fish On. So if you're not a member or subscriber or even hitting that like button, do so. Become part of the team and family, and I really do appreciate it. And as always, take a kid fishing, tight lines cheers, and get your fish on.